Guys are ready for the plane. The plane's not here. My plane is not here. It's on its way. There's a tower there. It's a little tower. You got biltong. You want biltong, please? Yes. Secretly eating his biltong himself. Sure. I just see you in Joburg says Kritan. There's a plane that landed. Let me just show you this plane that landed there. Small one. Can I have one piece biltong, please? Give me a piece biltong. Eating biltong himself, this lady. Give me a piece. I don't like it. That's my plane just landed there. It's on its way to me. My jet. Midday report. Good afternoon, good morning. It's the early morning report. It's on about 10 to 11. My flight's out at shortly. Hello, Rekha Somers. I'm giving you report from. Let's just see this plane come in. This is one private jet coming in. This has gone behind the. I need to get one of these, by the way. Where is it now? Yeah, where is it there? I need to get me one of these, so then I have to take the. I have to travel with the commoners. Good morning, Kritika. We need to get one of those planes. Just start a crowdfunding because I need to fly. This is my private jet, just arrived now. So once they put fuel in it and they restock it, it'll be good. So thankfully I'm much better to fly today. Well, the doctor put me off till today, so safe flight. So thank you, Shar Singh. Rekha says safe travels. What's happening with you guys in the morning? Durban is warm today. Yeah, I've seen the weather forecast next couple of days, 22, 24 degrees. So it's going to be warm. Durban, not cold, which is great. Ramba Devi says, yeah, good morning. Good morning, Ramba Devi. How are you? We'll try to. There's a small Kutani plane landed. You want to see a small plane landed? Show you. I see how small is that plane? What's that? What is that? Like a toy plane. Is that like a toy? Sure. Is anybody even on that plane? Or it's a remote? Private jet. There's another one landing there now. So many of them coming in. Wow, what's happening here? Like a queue is building up. Looking straight. It's got the head from control tower. Proceed to E769. It looks like a toy. Indeed. That's like a remote control aeroplane. Thank you, Pauline. Yeah, I've recovered sufficiently to be on my travels. I've got an event to do this weekend, got to earn a living as well. There we go. There's somebody on the plane. I wouldn't go in that thing if you paid me. Can't find it now. Oh, right. Could be the haters sending a bomb. Little planes at Minitown, yeah. And Kritika, by the way, went to Minitown for the first time. Kritika, tell us you went to Minitown for the first time in your life. You are 35 years old. Nothing I can do. Facebook didn't even recognize me as a top fan, so I had to become a supporter. Yeah. Indeed. But first time you went to go show them how to fly. So. No, I don't believe I can fly. Eh? I don't believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. I can't spread my wings and fly away. The prop on the front keeps the pilot cool if it stops. You can see how he starts. That's a good one. By the way, waiting for my plane to arrive. The Kulula flight supposed to be coming in here on this yellow line. Yeah, so it's supposed to be in now. Let's see if you can see the Kulula plane landing. Hopefully, in a short while, and then gets ready for the next flight out. Sam says, why did I lose my top fan title? Because now we're looking for a supporter title. Supporters pay $79.99 a month. And not many people want to be supporters apparently. I was at KC, made some lekker samosas. I saw your, Justin, I saw your video on the samosas, well done. Need to deep fry them a bit more to get the real flavor out of them. Oh, nice and oily. Needs to have some oil in it. You pan fried it, so it's fine. True, first time meet on last month, and I'm a KZN girl. There's always a first time, Kritika. Don't be too upset about it. Lots of things happen for the first time. So yeah, what are you guys up to on this Super Thursday? Marlene says safe travel. I think she means safe travel. I understand. You're coming back to Dubs. I'll be in KZN. I'll be moving around a bit. I've got a gig to do in Richards Bay, and then I've got a gig to do in Chatsworth. So yeah, look, I'm glad I've got recovered in time, because these gigs also bring me an income. I earn a living from it, and yeah, so it's important for me. Every cent counts for me at the moment. Simi says I'm a true supporter, always been, and that I know 100%. Simi, can't deny that. So yes, Lanseria, it is a nice small. It's a small airport, and it's a nice airport to be in and out quite quickly. Oh, a helicopter coming there. It's a helicopter. Check the alley time. Must be a helipad there. Helicopters landed there. Quite a lot of activity here. Yes, Rajan, I know you had a funeral to attend to in Phoenix. Don't you have a wedding to attend to this weekend? Yeah, I can't attend the wedding because I'm at another gig, but I'll do the reception at home for a friend of mine that I went to do. And yeah, so it's a bit of a hectic weekend. Got quite a number of things to do. Lanseria is good for domestic flights. We can know crowds like what. Oh yes, and that's why I prefer Lanseria. So those of you who haven't seen Lanseria, this is the be all and end all of Lanseria. About 5 gates, I think. Yeah, it's nice in the morning. It is a sunrise. I think it's more for the the private jets, the executive jets, the charter planes, and all of that. There's another small toy landing there. The only planes that land here now are SAF Air, the major airlines. It's SAF Air and Kulula now. Mango no longer operates and SAA no longer operates. So yeah, it's SAF Air and Kulula, and there's only about 2 or 3 flights a day really. So the airport's gone through a massive reconstruction or massive redevelopment or upliftment, renovation. That's the word I'm looking for. Renovation. They spent millions here. Unfortunately, then COVID came, and then Mango has gone out of action. SAA is out of action. So it's just, in fact, for a while, only Safair was flying out of Kulula. Just came on now, about 2 months now. Maybe Gupta Brothers in helicopter. No, they wouldn't come with that helicopter. Maybe another helicopter. Yeah, so I think the airport must be a bit battling at the moment. He must go. The planes, trains, and trucks are the cutest. Says, she's talking to Pauline, I think, who hasn't been to Mini Town. I think Jay-Z had a helicopter breakfast with the Guptas. Guptas are in Dubai, not here. By the way, talking about Mini Town, who hasn't been to Mini Town? Don't be embarrassed to say it. Sometimes we put things off, saying we'll go, but we never really end up going. So yeah, let me know if you have been to Mini Town or never been to Mini Town. That's in Durban. Look, I'll be honest, I've been there once. I think when you go once, you've been there. There also used to be the snake place there in Durban. I'm not sure that's still there. What was it called? Snake something. Snake World, I'm not sure. But there was a snake thing next to Mini Town. And so let's see who's been to Mini Town. You can say me or yes or no. That means you've been to Mini Town. No, you haven't been to Mini Town. Like Kritika has been for the first time, and I think who said? Charlene says she's never been. She's 50. Pauline said she's 50 and hasn't been to Mini Town. Well, life is not over, and I'm sure you can find your way to Mini Town. The toy plane could be Zuma. I have not been there, says Marlene. Snake Park not there anymore. Yeah, I thought as much. The Snake Park been there though. Yeah, it's called Snake Park. Yeah, it's not there anymore. I haven't. I went 17 years ago, says Aruna. So what mother were you buying? Beating the. I was there many moons ago. You want to get something to eat, Ty? Hello? Tyler? You want to get something to eat? You okay? Okay. Rajan says I was there many moons ago. Never been to Mini Town as well. Fishing the Snake Park. Been to Snake Park when it existed there. Yeah. Snake Park, and then of course Mini Town still exists thanks to Reina. Kritika managed to go there. At least she got to do it. Fitzsimmons Snake Park. Oh yes, that's the right name. Fitzsimmons Snake Park. That's right. Share Singh says Snake Park as well. It is Fitzsimmons Snake Park. By the way, guys, let me just tell you this while waiting for the plane to land, and tell me if it's a good idea or not. Although I've been through a lot of shit with all my dramas that are happening in my life, and it continues to happen. Oh, there's a plane landed. There's not Kulula, no plane. There's a British. Oh, there's a Safair. There's a Safair that's landed. There we go. So Safair is here. And they're going to the other area because the different plane landed first. So they were ready here for the Kulula flight, but I think the Safair landed before them. So now they're rushing to the other gate with the baggage. There we go. So we'll wait. So see this, even this transporter was ready for the. What's going to be waiting for the Kulula flight. So Kulula will land shortly. What's the entry fee? I don't know. So Safair has landed. My flight is with Kulula, so we're going to wait for Kulula to land, and it'll land right here where I'm seated, and then I just go through the window and down. Entry fee, I'm not sure. As Rajan is asking, what about the Fun World cable car? Yes, many years ago when I was in school excursion. you're up and about. I'm under the Gudri for almost 2 weeks with cold. Oh, Rani, I'm so glad. I had my 1.5 weeks, I think, or 10 days. What a nice morning view, plains, viewing plains. Yeah, I'm glad I can bring that to you. I try to do things that where I can show you what happens and where people don't get to see these things, and we educate each other as we go. That's what life is about. So if you guys go places that I haven't seen, shouldn't them want to fly the plane? No, no, I don't want to fly the plane. There is the Sapphire plane coming in. Right, so SAF A is in. Yeah, I'm not fully recovered, but I'm there. And look, time to also start stepping out and moving out a bit. Cable Castle exists. Yes, the Cable Castle. We're talking mini town. We're talking the Durban Esplanade, where many of us used to go as kids. Obviously, me, I don't know so much because I'm still an 80s child, but I've heard about those things. Yes, the Cable Castle exists. Scheduled soon. Please shout out if you need anything. Balan Venkasamy, what do you mean shut up? I need lots of things. What can you organize? I'm looking for the 70 inch. How many inch TV you need? I need like a 60 inch at least. I'm tired of the 40 inch TVs. I'm looking for a 60 inch TV. If you can organize that for me, that'll be great. Yeah, I've taken off my jacket because it's actually warm in here, very warm in here. You get quite hot in this lounge. They got the heater on. Educate, never stop learning things we take for granted. That's right, education never stops. You keep learning. Every day you learn. Everything is a learning curve, and even what you thought you knew, you can make a mistake and you can relearn it to do it in a better way. Yeah. So if you just joined us, good morning and welcome. And we are at Lanseria International Airport. It is an international airport, by the way. It is an international airport. Yep, because they fly out to Zimbabwe. Yeah. That makes it an international airport. It still is an international airport, I think. So anyways, I'm waiting for my flight to land and I can show you guys the we're right in front of the plane where it'll actually come into the what do you call it, the parking, the gate where it's going to load. Sorry Casey, that was for Ma. Oh, I thought it was for me, Balan. There's another plane that landed. Now let me just show you this one coming on the runway. It's got no wings though. Look at this plane. Got no wings. This one's got no wings. There's it land. Coming quickly there. Very fast it's coming. Where is it here? Medical emergency. I don't know. So I think some emergency is happening somewhere for Lanseria. Maybe there's somebody on the plane that needs help there. Could be. Yeah. Could be somebody on the plane that needs medical assistance. See what happens here. These are the cleaners that will go out to the plane and to clean the plane before it the next load goes in. Right, this flight is a bit delayed now. I think Copenhagen will be too delayed. My Kulula flight. Can you see it in the sky? I can see it. Right, so everyone's getting ready for the Kulula flight to come in. There's a shit truck just going there and collects all the shit from the plane. Ramba says get well soon, Rani. Oh yeah, Rani is the one still in bed. She's at the Gudri. Thankfully Durban's gonna have warmer weather, mid 20s in Durban, 22-24 degrees that I've seen. No rain, So that's great. Next couple of days that I'm there in Durban. So Durban knew I was coming, and they are preparing the good weather for me, so I don't have to have bad weather. 11:06, and awaiting my Kulula flight. While I'm waiting my Kulula flight, we're talking about Fitzsimmons Snake Park in Durban, the cableway, the mini town, and trying to just reminisce about that and giving an idea of what happens here at Lanseria International Airport, how things work, how the airport runs, by the way. I think I've flown so often that I actually know what what everybody does in this place and how things work. I'm very observant, and yeah, how the flight attendants work, how the ground staff work, and because they do the same thing over and over. So yeah, I'm quite the commercial traveler, as Kritika will tell you. Knowing me from back in the day, I've been flying a lot. Not COVID time, but before COVID, a lot of flying. At some point, people are asking me to buy my own jet because I was flying every second week somewhere. So I've clocked up a lot of miles. I wish I could have kept count of the number of flights I've actually been on. That would have been a good statistic. Rajan says plus humidity, yeah, that's in Durban. I was just saying I wish I could have kept a track of the number of flights I've been on. I'm sure I can check it with Mango, Kulula. They'll give me a list of the flights that I've done. Maybe I should ask them. But Mango now is... Oh, by the way, let me tell you this much about Kulula. About previous flights to be refunded. And I was going to put this on a post, but I'll talk about it now and I'll put it on a post again. So, in March last year, I was going to do a show in Cape Town. And I booked my flights. I booked my flights to Cape Town and return flights. I think it came to 1,900 Rand or something like that, right? And it was in March or early April, and March was the lockdown. And of course, my flights were interprovincial travel was banned, and of course, my flights were. Then obviously I couldn't make the flights. So anyway, I didn't bother too much because I knew lockdown issues, whatever, I could claim from Kulula. And of course, Kulula wasn't flying for a long time after that lockdown, and then Kulula went into some sort of business issues, and then Kulula wasn't flying. And then Kulula only came online about a couple of months ago back into operation, Kome. They came back into operation. So about 3 weeks back, I sent a note to Kulula saying, listen, these are my flight details, and book these flights, and what happens now? I've had the booking, and because of lockdown regulations, I couldn't fly. So, you know, what happens to me as a client? I've already paid. And they said, well, you can do the same flight or whatever, and then pay the difference or whatever. There's no refunds. They don't give refunds, and do the same flight. I said, well, I can't do the same flight because I don't want to go to Cape Town anymore. I was going for an event, and the event is no longer, so I can't use that flight. Like, obviously, they'll say they'll do the same. If I'm flying to Cape Town or flying to Durban and back, they'll use the same thing. But they said no. I said no, I can't do that flight because I'm not going to Cape Town. Then they said, okay, you can use it for any one of the flights. But in that scenario, if I use it for a flight like now to Durban, and I use 1,000 or 600 Rand or 700 Rand, then the rest of the money gets forfeited. You can only use it once. You can only use it once. That was what they came up to me and said, okay, you can use it for a flight wherever. And so if it's 1,009 and I use 700 Rand, that means the rest of the money is forfeited, right? You can't do anything with it. And I wrote back to them and I said, this is bullshit. I said, I cannot accept that. I said, I paid 1,900 Rand, and now you're saying that my money is now gone and I can't use it again. I said, this is unacceptable. I said, I will take it to your highest authority. I will post this on social media. I will drag you on social media. They responded very quickly to say, okay, then your next option is to put it into a travel bank account, which exists. So basically your money goes into a bank called Travel Bank. Your 1,900 is there, and if you book flight 1 for 600 Rand, then it's 1,009 minus 600. If you book your second flight for 700, it's that amount minus 700. So you have a balance. And in fact, I've booked 3 flights now, and I've used up my entire 1,900 Rand. But here's the thing, at the outset, that was never given as an option. It was never offered as an option. It's only after I made a fuss about it, that I made an issue about it, that Kulula comes back with the travel bank option. It was never offered to me in the first place. My first option was use the same flight, so the same money for the same flight. The second option was to use it for the flight, and then you lose your credit. And then after I made an issue, then they said use the travel bank option. Set up the account, your ticket goes into travel bank, and that's 1,900 rand, by the way. I booked 2.5 flights, three flights actually, plus the balance for another flight. So I used up like 200-300 rand, and I paid the balance off, which they allowed me to do. So I used my entire 1,900 rand. This still needs to be blocked. Somebody's posting some shit marketing here, taking him out of the picture. Block team. Rajan Teklal says same nonsense on my return tickets on Mango from Zanzibar. Yeah, but I think Mango now is obviously out of commission, so you can't really claim. I waited for Kulula to come back online to claim for them, so I had my reference numbers and all waiting. Rajan says thanks for the information. Always case they have no the noise first. Yep, it's amazing why we have to make the noise to do that, and how many people actually have the time to make the noise or to do that, whereas many people just sit back and accept what the airline has said. Yeah, so now I'm like almost half an hour. I thought like the Kulula flight will land, and I can show you guys the Kulula flight landing. But if you stay with me another 5-10 minutes, I'm sure Kulula will have to land, because the flight out is at 11:30. Yeah, so let's see. The flight is now going to be board there. Let us see, and then we will take it from there. Oh, we are at, imagine how many people airline ripped off. Well, I think they've ripped off a lot of people, by the way. I think they've definitely ripped off a lot of people. But yeah, this is the Kulula parking bay waiting. They were waiting, and then they had to go sort that plane out there which came in, which was the Fly Sapphire plane. And I think Kulula should be, imagine how many people, yeah, there he's saying, sharing on my experience with Kulula. With Kulula, just make sure that I'm Sapphire plane. We're taking a Kulula. I just got worried that I'm on the wrong plane. Maybe I'm on Sapphire. Actually, I'm on Kulula, and returning with Kulula as well. There is another small Kutani plane with one propeller. I wouldn't fly on those things, even if you paid me, like I said. Nah, I refuse. One propeller, no. One propeller, to me, when the propeller stops, when the propeller stops, the plane stops. That's my version. One engine. When the engine fails, it's one engine. I'm sorry, don't put me on that plane. In fact, I hate flying on propeller planes, the one with the two propellers, or sometimes four propellers. Mostly on two propellers. Very, very bumpy ride, very noisy ride. I've flown on those. Those ones fly to PE, and they fly to Richards Bay, the smaller airports. Worst planes to fly on. I've been on those. So yeah, so Richards Bay, if I had to fly there again, I would rather fly to, as I'm doing now, fly to Durban and then drive up to Richards Bay. I'm not prepared to fly on that small plane. Just not my thing. I refuse. We're waiting for Kulula to land. I either go offline and come back online when I see them landing. Let's try that. So it might be late, maybe another 5-10 minutes that the plane gets to land. So stay tuned, put your notifications on. I'll let you know when maybe Kulula was stopped by the air traffic cops looking for 200 and something money, says Rajan. Right, so let me take my leave. When the flight is landing, yeah, I will come back online. How's that? Let's make that. Stay tuned. Maybe 5-10 minutes.